The Arctic is a land of ice and secrets where the wind whispers ancient stories and the snow carries footprints of the brave. In this endless white world, a small figure moves forward. A baby penguin, unlike any other. He wears a blue cap and a beige scarf, a tiny traveler on a journey far greater than himself. His name is Coda, and he has set out to reach the legendary Ice Heart Mountain. The journey began when the winds changed. The sky, once clear and bright, darkened with swirling clouds. The elders of Coda's colony spoke in hushed voices, their feathers ruffled with unease. Ice Heart Mountain, they said, held the key to the storm's mystery, but no one dared to go. No one. Except Coda. With only his small backpack, his warm scarf, and a heart full of courage, Coda stepped into the unknown, leaving behind the safety of his home. His tiny feet sank into the snow as he waddled forward, the vast Arctic stretching endlessly before him. The first challenge came sooner than expected. As Coda made his way through the frozen wasteland, the wind howled, carrying the warning of an approaching blizzard. The sky turned white, and soon the land blurred into a never-ending storm. And then he heard it. A cry. Faint but desperate. Coda stopped. His wide eyes searched through the storm. There, beneath the ice, a baby seal was trapped, its small flippers pressing against the frozen surface, its eyes full of fear. Coda's heart pounded. He had to help. The snow burned against his tiny wings as he struggled forward. He reached the ice, tapping it with his flipper. The baby seal let out another muffled cry. The ice was too thick. He couldn't break it alone. That's when he remembered the snow-white kitten who lived in the hidden cave. Coda hurried to the cave, his breath visible in the icy air. Inside, curled up in the warmth of the snow-covered den, was a white kitten with soft fur and watchful blue eyes. Coda tapped her gently. The kitten stretched, blinking sleepily until she saw his worried face. Without hesitation, she followed him into the storm. Together they reached the frozen lake. The kitten, her sharp claws glistening in the dim light, struck the ice. Crack! Crack! The surface shattered just enough. With one final push, Coda leaped onto the ice, breaking it completely. The baby seal shot up through the water, gasping for air. They had saved him. Shivering but grateful, the baby seal pressed against them in thanks. But there was no time to rest. The storm was still growing stronger. They had to keep moving. And so the three of them walked together, Coda, the kitten, and the baby seal. Friends bound by fate, marching toward the unknown. Days passed and the journey grew harder. The wind was relentless, the cold sharper. Ice Heart Mountain loomed closer, but between them and their destination stood a dangerous path. A frozen canyon, deep and treacherous. Carefully, they stepped onto the icy bridge that stretched across the canyon. But as they moved forward, the ice cracked beneath their feet. The kitten froze, her ears twitching. Something was watching them. From the shadows of the cliffs, a pair of golden eyes gleamed. Then another. And another. Wolves. A pack of Arctic wolves had spotted them, their white fur blending into the snow. They were not just watching, they were hunting. Coda knew they had to think fast. Running would only make things worse. He took a deep breath and did something unexpected. He stood tall and flapped his little wings. The wolves hesitated. The kitten arched her back, hissing. The baby seal let out a sharp, loud cry. For a moment, everything was still. Then, as if nature itself decided to intervene, a loud crack echoed through the canyon. The ice bridge beneath them trembled. And just like that, the wolves retreated, melting into the storm. Coda, the kitten, and the seal wasted no time. They ran. Just as they reached the other side, the bridge shattered, plunging into the depths below. They had escaped, but the mountain still waited. Finally, they reached the foot of Ice Heart Mountain. Towering walls of ice stretched into the sky, glowing faintly under the pale Arctic sun. And there, half buried in the snow, was something unexpected. A hidden cave. Inside, the air was warmer. Strange, ancient symbols covered the icy walls, shimmering softly. At the heart of the cave, resting like a guardian of old, was a great walrus with long, curved tusks. His eyes, deep and wise, slowly opened. Coda stepped forward, feeling the weight of the journey behind him. The walrus watched him carefully, then finally spoke in a voice as deep as the ocean. "You have come far, little one, but your journey is not over yet. The true test lies ahead, and the mountain is waiting."